The Cubs open their last series of the regular season with Jake Arrieta on the hill for a final tune-up before his first career postseason start. We're live in Milwaukee, taking right up to the 7:10 start right here on CSN. And on the south side, Chris Sale looks to make history in his last start of the season, on the verge of setting the White Sox single-season strikeout record. That's at the top of the hour on CSN+. Lots going on. Welcome into a jam-packed edition of Sportsnet Central, presented by Comcast Business. I'm Kelly Kroll. The White Sox make a coaching change, but Robin Ventura isn't going anywhere. Plus, the Blackhawks make a surprise move, and Martellus Bennett sounds off on the NFL. All that and more coming up on Sportsnet Central, starting now.
To Sportsnet Central, presented by Comcast Business.
And the pitch, swing and a miss, a no-hitter. Jake Arrieta has just pitched a no-hitter at Dodger Stadium.
This should do it. Baez to Rizzo. Jake Arrieta, a 20-game winner.
Jake Arrieta closing out a dominant second half of the season tonight in Milwaukee. His final tune-up before Wednesday's wild card start against the Pirates. Our coverage of the hunt for October is presented by Feldco. Arrieta making one final impression for that NL Cy Young Award. He's been absolutely incredible, unhittable in the back half of the season. 11-1 with an ERA of .80. The righty has allowed just 2 home runs since the All-Star game and just 10 all season. According to Elias, he's on pace to have the best ERA after August 1st since earned runs became official in 1913. However, tonight, his greatness might have a limit.
He's not going to pitch a complete game. I will not let that happen. I mean, you talk about no-hitters and whatevers, but I think we have to be pragmatic, prudent regarding how we're going to do this tonight. A lot like we just saw last time would be okay with me. Last time was like 7-84, I believe, which is like unbelievable. But I'd like to keep him within that 90 pitch number would be a good number.
What did you think you had with him when you first took the job, and then in spring training when you first started? What did you think you had with Jake Arrieta?
Well, I felt good. I mean, I really good. I can't say I expected all of this, but I expected really good. He's taken everything to another level this year, and from a distance, I know he had pitched at the end of last year. From a distance, I saw the potential in the past. The way the season started out, he wasn't really nailing it down as like he could, but then all of a sudden, like I said, I think one of the other seminal moments probably for him was the game in Minnesota, where he threw like right around 120 pitches and looked like he took off from that particular moment too.
We now welcome in our Cubs insider for CSNChicago.com, Patrick Mooney, live in Milwaukee. Patrick, we just heard from Joe Madden, but basically describe the approach for Arrieta tonight and what's basically his final tune-up before the playing game next Wednesday.
Well, Kelly, yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing history tonight in terms of a no-hitter or anything like that, and that's been one of the amazing things about Jake Arrieta's run that really started last year, where that possibility seemed to be alive more often than not. And at this point, the Cubs are going to keep him under wraps, probably get into that 6 or 7 inning range, not far beyond 90 pitches, if that. And obviously this is all leading up to next week's game, probably in Pittsburgh. And, the possibility of a home game is still, while remote, it's still alive. So the Cubs are going to be playing to win this game. But for the most part, this is just kind of a final tune-up for Jake, someone who's really in tune, mind, body, all the stuff that, he's been working on for years leading up to this point.
Yeah, very into his routine, which I'm sure he's hoping to accomplish this evening. Well, we've become accustomed to Madden switching up the lineup throughout the year, and tonight we're seeing another combination that's never before been used. Granted, Tommy LaStella has only started a handful of games, of course, because of returning from his injury, but with Chris Bryant in left, Kyle Schwarber in right, is this a look possibly suited for next week's wild card game, you think, Patrick?
Well, Joe Madden had said he wanted to use this last week or so after they clinched to experiment a little bit, get a look at some guys, particularly out of the bullpen, to see if anyone stepped forward. He was asked about the possibility of Schwarber in right field for the wild card game. He did leave that open. Maybe because there's less real estate to cover in right field at PNC Park versus kind of a big left field. And while Schwarber has made some real spectacular catches at times, he's not, obviously quite the natural outfielder maybe you'd want to in a one-game playoff. But the Cubs are really running, a lot of numbers. They're looking at, where these balls are going to be hit against Jake Arrieta. Obviously, who matches up maybe not well against Cole, but at least, might have a better showing at the plate. But really, I think in the end, it will all depend on how well Jake pitches in that one-game elimination game. There's no really overthinking that. If he pitches like a Cy Young Award winner, the Cubs are going to like their chances.
Yeah, pretty much that simple. Well, with all that you just said, who do you think are the odd men out when it comes to the playoff roster? Do you believe in the next 3 games there could still be some changes?
I think they're going to meet this weekend, probably by Sunday. I think Theo Epstein will be up here. I'm sure at some point Jed Hoyer will be in Milwaukee. And really what Joe Madden wanted was he had a couple of ideas. He threw some ideas out to what he calls the geek department to let them run some numbers and see defensive positioning, where balls are going to be hit. Really comes down to how much defense they want to sacrifice for offense or the other way around. But I think when you're looking at this, the Cubs have already built their wild card roster, if you think about it, by trading for Anthony Rizzo, drafting Chris Bryant, trading for Dexter Fowler, trading for Jake Arrieta, making Hector Rondon, this great Rule 5 pick kind of out of nowhere. That they've built this team, they've spent 4 years shaping it to this point, and really we're talking about maybe guys on the margins, but as Jed Hoyer said yesterday, these games have seem to find a way of just finding those type of guys that you wouldn't necessarily think of, and they become either unlikely heroes or unlikely goats.
So true, so much versatility. Well, Patrick Mooney doing fabulous work as always. Enjoy the night in Milwaukee, okay? And thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Kelly.
Well, still to come, from one ace to another, Chris Sale goes for the White Sox single-season strikeout mark on the South Side. Plus, the Sox shake up their coaching staff heading into the final weekend. We'll have those details ahead. Now to the Bears, where both Jay Cutler and Alshon Jeffrey are questionable for this Sunday's game against Oakland, while the Pro Bowl receiver is not expected to be active. The veteran QB status is a little more up in the air after splitting reps with backup Jimmy Clausen all this week in practice. Bears offensive coordinator Adam Gase had the same role in Denver when Raiders head coach Jack Del Rio coached the defense. And no matter who's under center, it could be a tough day for Matt Forte and the Bears running backs.
If Jack Del Rio's involved in the defense, that run defense will be tough. I mean, that's one of his things. That's his baby. He makes sure that he knows how to fit the run. He knows how to stop people from running the ball. I've seen him probably stop a couple of the best teams in the league that were the top rushing teams and just absolutely give him 25 yards rushing. So, he'll be ready for our run game for sure. And then on the back end, he has a very good scheme. His guys play fast, and it's going to be a challenge for us.
A list of injury updates here. Left tackle Jermon Bushrod will miss Sunday's game. Effects of the concussion he suffered in last week's loss. On the defense, defensive lineman Jeremiah Ratliff is questionable to make his first start of the season, coming off suspension. Fellow D lineman Ego Ferguson and Will Sutton also questionable with knee and elbow issues. And corner Alan Ball and punter Pat O'Donnell also questionable for Sunday's game.
Chicago still wants me and to be here and to have this moment, and I just need to have a big year. This is a crunching year for me to be ready.
Well, that was Brian Bickle back on September 18th. Today, he was skating at practice before the Hawks placed the veteran forward on waivers. The team also sent Marco Dano, who was acquired in the Brandon Saad trade, to the minors.
I mean, Bix has been a big part of our team for a long time. You know, I think a lot of us either heard about while we were on the ice or right before practice. So, you know, that's we can give as many opinions and speculations as we want, but you know, that's not really our job. We'll leave that explanation up to the hockey ops and Stan Bowman.
Take a look at Bickle's postseason production. Of course, dropped dramatically in 2015. He tallied just 5 points, did not score a goal. That's a big difference, of course, from the guy who played a huge part in the 2013 Stanley Cup title run, scoring 9 goals and handing out 8 helpers. Our Blackhawks insider, Tracy Myers, explains what happens next in regards to Bickle and the waiver process.
Obviously, the Blackhawks been looking to trim salary. They've been looking to see if they could get a buyer for Bickle for a while. You know, here's the situation. They were looking for any resort that they could, so it's the waiver process. We'll see if anybody picks him up. I think that salary will keep a few teams at bay, most teams at bay. So we'll see once he's down in Rockford and everything, and if his play improves, then yeah, we'll see him again.
Okay, well, Robin Ventura will return to the White Sox in 2016, but a member of his staff will not. GM Rick Hahn explains the decision to keep Ventura after this year's team fell way short of expectations.
I'm just pissed off at the NFL they get mad because my cleats are too black, but they're perfect for my feet, and I feel like they're supposed to protect the players.
Oh, never one to mince words. Martellus Bennett has the league office in his crosshairs after receiving a uniform fine. How the Bears tight end says league rules could affect his play this Sunday. And new Bulls coach Fred Hoiberg explains what Derrick Rose can learn from watching from the sidelines as the former MVP recovers from facial surgery.
Sportsnet Central, brought to you by Comcast Business. Comcast Business, built for business.
I just had a horrible nightmare. My company's entire network went down and I was home in bed unaware. But that would never happen. Comcast Business monitors my company's network 24 hours a day and calls and emails me if something like this scary storm takes it offline, so I can rest easy. What, you don't have a desk bed?
Don't be left in the dark. Get proactive alerts 24/7. Comcast Business, built for business.
It's no surprise how the beautiful season of fall got its name, especially for property owners when leaves fall by the millions. But the incredible Cyclone Rake can end the back-breaking work of fall cleanup by vacuuming all the leaves and debris that litter your property. And now through this TV offer, you could try it for yourself for a full year, risk-free.
The Cyclone Rake hitches to any riding mower and turns year-round property care into a ride in the park. With its powerful Vanguard engine and patented Miracle impeller, it gives you 10 times the lifting power of mowers and many times the hauling capacity. Storing it takes less than 5 minutes using no tools. You can even hang it on a wall.
Try the Cyclone Rake risk-free for a full year. If you don't love it, send it back and we'll return 100% of your money, including shipping costs, both ways. You risk nothing.
Call 1-800-807-2307 now for your free information kit and mention this promo code 15173.
Quiet on the set. Take 73. What? It's a saving big is no laughing matter at the Bob Roman Auto Group. Over 7,000 new and used cars online at bobrorman.com.
There's only one Bob Roman.
On the South Side, Rick Hahn announced today that Robin Ventura will return to manage the White Sox next season despite a third straight losing season. The White Sox did, however, fire bench coach Mark Parent, who has been with that club since 2012, Robin Ventura's first year at the helm. The question now, who else besides Parent will take the fall for this year's failures? And Hahn explained why it will not be the skipper.
You know, that's a very fair question, and from my standpoint, it's a combination of things. I feel that Robin is a tremendous communicator. He creates the right environment. He gives the players the right information. I think any manager, no matter how strong or what the win-loss record is, you're going to have some tactical disagreements between 7 and 10 o'clock at night. Whenever there has been those disagreements, we've been able to talk through the specific issues and understand the rationale behind them. A big part of the managerial job, though, happens in those other 21 hours a day. And Robin's strengths is in that communication and in the environment he creates with those players to allow them to maximize their abilities. Again, there's room for improvement.
Nobody takes it harder than we do. You know, when you're putting the uniform on, you go through a grind, and the season is a difficult thing to go through, and we're doing it 24 hours a day. It's not just you know, the hours we're here doing the game. So you know, I mean, I grew up a White Sox person. I mean, I became an adult as a White Sox, so it's important to me. I take it personal, and it's hard, especially when it goes like this, and nobody wants this to turn around as much as I do.
Well, despite all the uncertainty and frustration on the South Side right now, Chris Sale will look to be a positive diversion tonight in Detroit. The four-time All-Star will take the mound with an opportunity to break the White Sox single-season strikeout record. Sale has punched out 267 batters, leaving him just 2 Ks shy of Ed Walsh's franchise record of 269, set in 1908. How about that? We head to Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. Chris Sale has generated whiffs this season better than anyone in White Sox history, but it's also among the best performances ever by an American leaguer. Only a pair of 2015 Hall of Fame inductees, Dave Martinez and Randy Johnson, have been able to top Sale's rate of 11.92 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's Comcast Business, built for business. Now to the Bulls. Head coach Fred Hoiberg said today that he expects Derrick Rose to return to the Advocate Center tomorrow to be around teammates and watch film. Hoiberg said the former MVP is in great spirits and explained how he envisions the early stages of Rose's return from the surgery to repair a fractured orbital bone.
I mean, anything that he can do, which is obviously watching practice. We'll put a lot of new things in. We'll have somebody sitting with him when we're going through our actions, watching a lot of film on some of the things. We had inter-squad scrimmage last night, you know, watch some of the things that we did and some of the things that we corrected in the film room before practice today. You know, but it's still a good opportunity for Derrick to learn a lot of things that we're trying to implement.
Well, speaking of that guy, up next we'll go one-on-one with the Bulls' new head coach. The mayor explains what he sees in the current Bulls roster. It's all after a quick timeout.
A few years ago, I won $1,000 a week for life, and I got myself a suit.
Morning.
Morning. Because when you're collecting $1,000 every single week, you can never be too careful. I'm good. And this baby has saved me more than a few times. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Win up to $5,000 a week with Cash for Life. The longer you live, the more you get.
Realtor.com presents Real Estate in Real Time. Realtor.com is the home for all things real estate. Our school ratings tool lets you search by school boundaries to know exactly where to live to get your kid into the best school. Because we believe sending your kids to better schools means sending them to better colleges, which means they get better jobs, which means you can eventually live off them. This one's gonna be a billionaire, aren't you? He's the one to watch.
Looking sharp, Len. Who's the lucky lady?
I'm going to the bank to discuss a mortgage.
See, you need a loan, you put on a suit, you go crawling to the bank. This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to Lending Tree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
Everything you need to get a better mortgage. Clothing optional. Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win.
Okay.
Awkward.
Xfinity presents Does Size Really Matter? On October 3rd, new UFC light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier, a 5'11" former heavyweight, defends his belt against 6'5" Swedish superstar Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson, the division's most skilled striker. The tale of the tape only tells part of the story. UFC 192. Order now with your remote on Xfinity from Comcast.
Back with more on the Cubs. Jake Arrieta taking the hill against the Brewers. First pitch just over 20 minutes away right here on CSN. With the Cubs still technically alive for home field in the wild card game against the Pirates, Joe Madden enters this weekend's series trying to see all the angles as he makes his in-game decisions.
We try to win every game all the time. You're trying to balance this win tonight with some different. You're trying to balance win for the Cubs, balance win for Jake, to utilize bullpen and not overutilize bullpen for the next couple days. Keeping guys getting at bats, playing different positions. There's a lot of different variables going on right now that are tempting to consider as you stand in the corner. I don't do anything. I realize that, but I'm thinking about all these different things and trying to balance it all out. So those are my thoughts going into tonight's game. Trying to accomplish all those things. I thought we did a nice job in Cincinnati of getting wins and accomplishing different little micro things that we're trying to get done.
A small sample size, but a big difference. That's the take so far at the Advocate Center these days, where the Bulls continue to adjust to a new feel and new regime under now head coach Fred Hoiberg. In our BMO Harris interview, Chuck Garfien finds out about his coaching style and how Hoiberg plans to get the most out of a loaded Bulls roster.
So you've spent most of the summer watching what happened last season, game tape. What was missing?
Well, I'll say this. I thought, they won a lot of close games early, especially, and then, finished with Derek coming back healthy, leading into the playoffs. They ran into a team in LeBron who made obviously a great shot. You look at if he misses that, Chicago goes up 3-1 in that series, and who knows what happens. But, we're just looking to come out here and put guys in the best spots that we can and try to utilize their skill sets. And, there's a lot of unique pieces on this team, a lot of very versatile players. So if we can do that and put these guys in positions to be successful, hopefully we can, at the end of the day, compete for a championship.
When Bulls fans see the team play this season, what are they going to see? Well,
we want to play an exciting style of basketball. These guys obviously have a very good foundation, especially on the defensive end, where I think Tom Thibodeau's done an unbelievable job with these guys. I'm excited about my staff. Jim Boylan comes in as one of the top defensive minds in the game, and a lot of the same philosophies that these guys have instilled in them. And then offensively, we really want to get out and run, get Derek playing downhill, let Jimmy, play as an attack player from the wings. Use him as a playmaker. Powell finished his summer amazingly with Spain. What he did, in a couple of those games was crazy. So you can use him as a playmaker. So again, it's just putting those guys in spots, and we'll have a great opportunity these next 28 days before opening night to try to see, what our best lineup is. But the biggest thing is getting out and flowing and creating lanes for our playmakers.
And you could go out there and be anything you want to be, and most people's fantasy is to be an athlete. And I'm like, that's not that great. When you can go be a wizard, practice is practice. I know I sound like Allen Iverson right now, but at the end of the day, it's practice. And practice happens.
Martellus Bennett, never shy with that mic in his face, and this week he took aim at the league office. The Bears tight end sounds off next.
Great time for a shiny floor wax, no? Not if you just put the finishing touches on your latest masterpiece. Timing's important. Comcast Business knows that. That's why you can schedule an installation at a time that works for you, even late at night or on the weekend if that's what you need, because you have enough to worry about. I did not see that coming.
Don't deal with disruptions. Get better internet installed on your schedule. Comcast Business, built for business.
The sleeper pick, the guy only you believe in. In 1 week fantasy football on DraftKings, he can be the difference. So trust your gut. Trust your numbers. Trust your Uncle Vito if you want. But know this, that sleeper is out there. The question is, who's gonna play him? This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Play this Sunday for your shot to become a fantasy football millionaire. Play free with promo code FLANK.
Hi, I'm Eli Manning. My dad always said, get NFL Sunday tickets, son, so you don't miss all the exciting action this weekend.
Teddy Bridgewater leads the Vikings against Peyton Manning and the unbeaten Broncos. Jadeveon Clowney and the Texans face Julio Jones and the Falcons. And Aaron Rodgers and the Packers meet Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers. Raiders at Bears, Chiefs at Bengals, Giants at Bills. You get every game.
Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS and get NFL Sunday ticket to watch every game live every Sunday.
Attention. If you currently have life insurance, you could be overpaying for your policy. Call now to find out how you can save up to 100% of your money with return of premium life insurance from Senior Life Insurance Company. If you own a typical life insurance policy, you see no cash unless you die. With return of premium life insurance, you receive back 100% of all premiums at the end of the term period. That's right, you get back all the money you paid. That's 100% return of your money. Return of premium life insurance offers protection if you need it, and 100% cash back if you don't. Other companies talk about saving you money, but with return of premium life insurance from Senior Life, you receive all your money back.
To get a free rate quote, call 1-800-771-2596 now. You have no obligation. Return of premium life insurance from Senior Life Insurance Company. Call the number on your screen now.
Welcome back. Bears tight end Martellus Bennett is sounding off on the NFL for fining him due to a uniform violation related to his cleats. This week, Bennett took aim at the NFL and Vice President of Football Operations Merton Hanks, a former defensive back who handles fines and uniform violations for the league.
I'm just pissed off at the NFL they get mad because my cleats are too black, but they're perfect for my feet. And I feel like they're supposed to protect the players. And I have a certain shoe that feels the best of my foot that I have foot problems over the last 2 years, and they find me because they're too black, and they don't make them in white. And I'm not Nike, I wasn't a Nike guy, so I'm kind of pissed about that. But hi, Merton Hanks. Mark out the brand. It's a Jordan shoe, but I rock out the logos, black out the logo, so I don't get fined for wearing something that's not official or whatever, but they're too black, so maybe I have to paint them white.
Could you paint them orange?
No, if I wear orange cleats, I get fined. Okay. You know, so. So what do they have to be? They want us to wear white shoes, Billy White shoes.
So do you have to change your cleats this week then?
Possibly, which will affect my game and affect my health.
So there you have it. Thanks for joining us here on Sportsnet.
How much money do you have in your pocket right now?
I have $40.
21?
Could something that small make an impact on something as big as your retirement?
I don't think so.
Well, if you start putting that money towards your retirement every week and let it grow over time for 20, 30 years, that retirement challenge might not seem so big after all.
Prudential. Bring your challenges.
Quiet on the set. Take 73. What? It's a saving big is no laughing matter at the Bob Roman Auto Group. Over 7,000 new and used cars online at bobrorman.com.
There's only one Bob Roman.
So I heard about that new offer from AT&T and DirecTV, but they still lock you into a 2-year contract. That could cost you over $2,600, all for temperamental satellite TV service. AT&T and DirecTV, call it a new offer. But it's just the same old thing.
Don't fall for AT&T and DirecTV's latest offer. Only Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the best TV experience with X1.
Want to make a trade? I need your Buster Posey Topps card. What you got? I'll trade you. You for Matt Cain? Ortiz and Pedroia? Come on, Mike Trout All-Star card.
I've got an idea.
You collected too?
This is going to get the deal done.
1969 Johnny Bench All-Star rookie?
Deal. Rediscover Topps.
October evening here in Milwaukee, so we are inside with the roof closed as the Cubs and the Brewers will open up a 3-game series to wrap up the regular season here on Comcast Sportsnet. And with 3 to go, the Cubs still could catch the Pirates and host the wild card game next Tuesday. The Cubs down 2 games to the Pirates. Great to have you with us. Alongside Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs actually have the longest winning streak currently in baseball at 5 games and counting, and they're going to root for the Reds in Pittsburgh. And let's check out the pitching probables for this series.
Yeah, some intriguing matchups to say the least, in that the Cubs have been really pitching well. An 0.27 ERA for the starters collectively last time through the rotation. You know all about Arrieta, Henderson, Hahn both threw the ball well last time out. These guys for the Brewers that are pitching this weekend, all rookies. Not only are they rookies, collectively they've made 7 major league starts.
So the Cubs have a lot to play for. Obviously, health is the #1 key, and Jake Arrieta a chance maybe to win a Cy Young.
Yeah, bid for his 22nd win here tonight. If he gets it, you got to like his chances.
He has been the best pitcher in baseball since mid-June. He goes for his 22nd win in his final tune-up for the wild card game. Cubs and Brewers are next.
The phone, because AT&T and DirecTV are now one, which means you can access your DVR at the DMV. Change channels while he changes pants. You don't have to be a couch potato. You can be a train potato and let them watch all the shows they love inside the ride that you really kind of hate. Introducing the all-in-one plan, only from DirecTV and AT&T.
Now is the time to escape to the Champagne Lodge and Luxury Suites in Willowbrook. Just 25 minutes outside of Chicago. It's perfect for a private getaway. Each suite has an oversized whirlpool tub, walk-in steam shower, stone-encased fireplace. Relax at our on-site spa with a Swedish or deep tissue massage, hot stone therapy, or mud wrap. Need more? Reserve your very own private pool suite. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
If you're shopping for a new Subaru, now is the time to buy. Visit Gerald Subaru today and take advantage of our largest inventory of the year. But you need to hurry because this selection won't last long. And every Gerald Subaru is backed by our Gerald exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. Just like summer, this selection won't last long. So visit Gerald Subaru of Naperville today. Or visit us online at GeraldSubaruNaperville.com.
Make sure you follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, all season long here on Comcast Sportsnet. Brought to you by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Patrick chatted with Dave Martinez, Cubs bench coach, about his relationship with the manager, Joe Madden.
First time we met was in 1983 in instructional league. He was the instructional league coordinator for the Angels, and I was with the Cubs. And he just came up to me out of the blue one day. We were playing, and he said, "Hey, I really like the way you play," you know, and talked to him for a little bit. And ever since then, you know, I saw him, I ran back into him, and he said hello. We talked a little bit, and kind of kept in touch here and there, but not, you know, really until 2006 when he became manager of the Tampa Bay Rays. Then I went over there and did spring training with him a couple years, and next thing you know, I was the bench coach.
Well, you guys had such a good run in Tampa. When you guys got here, did you expect this to happen this fast?
We expected to be good. We didn't know how good we were going to be, but I know, you know, Joe and I you know, we really don't have expectations. We want to come out and compete on an everyday basis and play the game the way it's supposed to be played. And we felt that with what Theo and Jed and ownership did here with the players that we had, that we could do that. And so it happens we did a little bit quicker than people thought. But you know, Joe and I both thought that we could do the things that we're capable of doing now. That we could do those things.
You were an original Cub, you know, in the 80s when they were trying to build something like this. Do you think, is this a team that's built to last, like be good for a long time?
I think it is. I mean, if you look at our lineup right now and see how many young kids we have, I remember one day we sat around, we had 5 rookies starting the game. I mean, that's unbelievable. And I think these kids are going to be around a long time. They love coming to the ballpark. They play hard every day, and I think the future is bright for the Cubs.
Do you think they'll change once we get into the wild card game, maybe potential playoff games against the Cardinals? How are they going to handle the scrutiny that's going to be coming their way?
Well, if you know these guys like I know them, I think they're going to be fine. You know, the most important thing is keep everything fun, and they know that. You know, we don't put any pressure on anybody. Just come out and have a good time and play the game pitch by pitch. You know, that's all we ask. You know, just the main thing is just come out and have fun and just do the little things, and we'll be fine.
You would have seen Jake Arrieta a lot in the American League East. What happened here? How has he evolved into a Cy Young Award candidate now?
I think it's purely confidence. I mean, he's always had good stuff. We faced him in Baltimore. I remember sitting with Joe and said, "Man, this guy's got electric stuff." We knew he had it, and now he's just confident. You know, every time he goes out there, you can see it. You know, I see it in his eyes and his face. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's a workhorse. He likes to compete, and I think Jake Arrieta is only going to get better.
So the Cubs and the Brewers will get it going. Jake Arrieta, his final start of the regular season. Next time he'll take the ball will be Wednesday night in Pittsburgh.
There is no room in baseball for errors and mental mistakes. Scouting is an important part of baseball, but stop. But it's also an important part. Just trying to get them loose. How about a head-first slide next time, man? That'd be awesome. If you can't find the dead bennies, it's probably not worth drinking.
The automotive brand that more people search, buy, and buy again is Ford. Most search because Ford has the technology and efficiency people want. Best-selling 5 years in a row because Ford vehicles are a great value. And most loyal because they're worth coming back to. That's because cars like Ford Fusion have great efficiency, performance, and styling. Ford, the brand more people search, buy, and buy again. Now get a Ford Fusion with 0% financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash.
When your family's name is Leinenkugel, you take Oktoberfest pretty seriously, which is why we celebrate with our German Marzen-style beer. Raise a stein of Leinenkugel's Oktoberfest and join us out here.
As your Cubs chase history, get to know the players, people, and places that make this franchise one of baseball's best. Watch We Are Good, a celebration of the 2015 Chicago Cubs, presented by Feldco, Monday at 10:30 on CSN Chicago.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Welcome back. Roof closed tonight here at Miller Park. And as it stands right now, the Cubs would head to Pittsburgh for the wild card game. Still an outside shot, though, that they could host the Pirates. They're 2 games behind Pittsburgh with 3 to go. And good news, Eugenio Suarez has 3 RBIs. He had a home run in the second. They've added to their lead 4-0 as they lead Francisco Liriano. It's Keita Sampson pitching tonight for the Cincinnati Reds. So if the Cubs sweep this series, they would need the Reds to win 2 of 3 in that series. If the Cubs drop 1, they would need the Reds to win all 3. Let's hear from Joe Madden on Jake Arrieta tonight and kind of how he's going to plan this weekend looking ahead.
We try to win every game all the time. Win tonight with some different. You're trying to balance win for the Cubs, balance win for Jake to utilize bullpen and not overutilize bullpen for the next couple days. Keeping guys getting at bats, playing different positions. There's a lot of different variables going on right now that it's something to consider as you stand in the corner. I don't do anything. I realize that, but I'm thinking about all these different things and trying to balance it all out. So those are my thoughts going into tonight's game.
Good stuff from Joe Madden as always. Now the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. Dexter Fowler in the leadoff spot. Kyle Schwarber is going to play right with Chris Bryant in left. Anthony Rizzo. Excellent numbers here at Miller Park. Starlin Castro will play second and bat fifth. Miguel Montero, Addison Russell, then the pitcher Jake Arrieta. Tommy La Stella playing third and batting ninth.
And we take a peek at the Brewers defensively. See Chris Davis in left, Schaefer in center, Santana right. Third to first will go Perez, Segura, Jeanette, Lind. And Nevin Ashley, he's a good story. 10 years in the minor leagues before being called up to the Brewers this year. He's the catcher. And rookie right-hander Ariel Pena on the mound for the Brewers. He's made 4 starts. He's pitched once in relief. He's 2-0 with a 3.91 ERA. He goes fastball, slider, changeup.
And here we go, and ball 1 on Dexter Fowler. And if tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish Illinois. 1-1. 54 degrees outside, 64 under the roof. Panels are closed as well.
Cold and breezy here in Milwaukee today, but just fine here under the big top. 2-2 with a 4.14 ERA at AAA this year was Pena. Mostly out of the bullpen. He had been a starting pitcher up until this year. Brewers got him from the Angels in the Zach Greinke deal back in the summer of 2012.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Umpires Ted Barrett, the crew chief, is working home plate. Adam Hammery is at first. Angel Hernandez at second. Chris Conroy at third. Now Kyle Schwarber playing right. This is his first start in right. He played a few innings out there off the bench, but making his first major league start at that position. 36 starts in left. He caught yesterday in Cincinnati. So the Cubs facing another pitcher they had not seen before.
Yeah, that will be the story here all weekend. At least the starters that the Brewers run out there. Well, first time the Cub hitters will have a look at them. It's been a trend here. They have faced, well, will have faced, unless there's a change of plan, 8 rookie starters in the last 12 ball games.
We'll keep an eye on that Reds-Pirates series all weekend. Remember, the Reds go into that game tonight having lost 12 in a row. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2 on Schwarber.
Yeah, small sample size, just 23 major league innings pitched by Pena so far, but he has to this point been a fly ball type pitcher, and you can see why. He likes to throw that elevated 4-seam fastball.
Apparently in the open I said Tuesday is the wild card game, but it is Wednesday, so jumping the gun.
Well, you're excited. It's understandable. Gotta get him down.
He struck out the first two to start the ball game. Fowler and Schwarber now. Chris Bryant.
Well, a couple days ago in Cincinnati, Anthony DeSclafani started the ball game by striking out the side in the first. He had 6 strikeouts to the first 7 batters, and it was like, uh-oh. And the Cubs ended up putting 5 runs on the board against him, and he did not make it out of the 6th inning.
Bryant sat out yesterday as he swings and misses. And a handful of bats here to try to pick up that 100th RBI before the end of the regular campaign.
Payne is kind of funky the way when it comes to his balance point, he kind of opens up his hips a little bit and falls towards first base. Almost like he's stepping more towards the Brewer dugout than towards home plate. And we see a lot of guys that throw across their body. He's just the opposite.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. Jake Arrieta will take the ball when we return to Milwaukee.
Aruba, Jamaica. Now we can actually take it.
To Costa Rica, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama.
Belize, Puerto Rico. People, why don't we go down to Mexico?
We'll get there fast and you can take it slow.
Anywhere you want to go.
All the way down to Dominican Republic.
Nice hit.
Southwest is bringing our low fares to tropical destinations. Book now at southwest.com.
So I heard about that new offer from AT&T and DirecTV, but they still lock you into a 2-year contract. That could cost you over $2,600, all for temperamental satellite TV service. AT&T and DirecTV, call it a new offer. But it's just the same old thing.
Don't fall for AT&T and DirecTV's latest offer. Only Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the best TV experience with X1.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC. Now get 1 year of Sirius XM satellite radio and pay no interest for 5 years. Plus get $3,000 purchase cash on select Sierra 1500 Crew Cab SLT models in stock the longest. Welcome to the show.
Now the Brewers Southwest starting lineup written out by Craig Counsell. Scooter Gennett has been hot as of late. 3 straight 2-hit games coming in. Logan Schaefer's been playing a lot in center as of late. Adam Lind has been very good for them offensively this year. Excellent second half for Chris Davis with 20 home runs. Domingo Santana came over from Houston. He's playing right. Gene Segura is at short. Hernan Perez at third. Nevin Ashley has been catching a lot for Ariel Pena, and they'll make up the battery tonight.
Cubs afield. Bryant in left, Fowler center. Kyle Schwarber for the first time as a starter in right field. Played a little bit there the other night. Listella, Russell, Castro, Rizzo third to first. Miguel Montero behind the plate. Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher. Mr. Jake Arrieta looking for his 22nd win.
And last chance to impress the voters, right? Well, that's not top of mind, but it's worth discussing.
Yeah,
I think he's got a great shot to win the Cy Young.
That's a Cy Young resume right there. You're looking at 32 starts, 21-6 with a 1.82 ERA, 229 strikeouts.
It would be nice to get a quality start tonight because it would be 20 in a row to finish this season. He's already got a club record 19 in a row dating back to June 21st. That's fouled off.
His 21 wins, the most by a Cub pitcher since Fergie Jenkins won 24 back in 1971.
And Jeanette able to hold up. Two balls, two strikes. Cubs are going to win this season series. 11-5 through 16. They've won 10 of their last 9 of their last 10 after losing 4 of the first 6. There's a base hit. So Jeanette is aboard.
The Cubs won 9 in a row until the Brewers beat them in the final game of the 3-game set back at Wrigley on the last homestand. This is Jake's 4th start against the Brewers this year. His last one, a complete game shutout. That was win number 20 for him.
Schaefer has now started 11 of Milwaukee's last 13 games. Brewers wearing their throwbacks here on Friday night, and I like them. I think that should be their main look. Ball and glove logo. Throw to first. Jeanette dives back safely.
Yeah, Jeanette doesn't really have the skill set you look for in a leadoff man. He's not a base stealer. He's not a high on base guy. He can handle the bat a little bit. He'd be probably better suited down in the lineup. But they don't have a lot of options. Gene Segura is not an on-base threat. He can run, but he's not an on-base guy. Craig Counsell just having to make do with this reworked roster. Injuries, trades have changed the look of this team significantly. Not unlike that Cincinnati club we just saw. Except for they wear blue and the Cincinnati team wears red.
Right.
Craig Counsell's job is not in jeopardy. Brian Price over in Cincinnati could be on the hot seat.
Yep. That's a strike. It's 2-1. 96. And that fastball from Arrieta.
Well, that's the thing about Arrieta. He's like an out of control downhill freight train. He's getting better as the season goes on. There's no sign of fatigue. His velocity last time out, his average velocity, was the best it has been all year.
Another check on Jeanette.
Whenever this season ends for the Cubs, it's going to be difficult to pry the baseball out of Arrieta's hand. It's going so well for him. He'll want to go to winter ball or something. He'll say, no, you're good. Save it for next year.
Three and one.
Pretty good looking pitch there. Ted Barrett deemed it was a little low.
Well, since he last started on Sunday night, including that start, that one turn through the rotation, off the charts great. 1 earned run in 33 1/3 innings allowed by the Cubs rotation. Broken bat pop up that'll get out of play. Ed Hardig noting the 0.27 earned run average, 3rd lowest ERA covering 5 games by Cubs starting pitchers since 1914. Behind 1919 and 1936 staffs.
Ed's a grinder, isn't he? My goodness, he digs up some nuggets.
He knows stuff. Pitches in. Jake still looking for his first out. 3-2. There goes Jeanette. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Safe. Russell thinks he tagged Jeanette, and Joe may want another look at it.
And that's, when you watch that play develop, you see the throw go to the inside a little bit. You think, well, he's going to be safe. But we've seen Addison Russell time and again be able to come across the bag, catch the ball, and make a sweep tag all in one motion. We'll see here whether he gets him or not. And he got him on the right cheek, I believe, but Jeanette may have been on the bag. Russell can't really tell where the base runner is. I think he's just letting Joe know that he did make contact.
And they will not challenge. So first steal for Jeanette. I think a guy named Scooter would run a lot. But it's only the 9th steal of his career, covering 318 games. Now Adam Lind. In his 5th 20-homer campaign.
We have this conversation a lot in Arrieta starts. How aggressive is the other team going to be on the bases? You would think you would want to try to push it a little bit because it's tough to think you're just going to stand in there toe-to-toe and string together a bunch of base hits.
0-2 on Lind.
Lind having a heck of a year. He's hitting .341 with runners in scoring position. And he'll get here in his own ballpark too. You can see Arrieta career 4 out of 20. It's a .200 batting average, 1 home run.
All 20 of his home runs have been against righties. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Arrieta.
Uncle Charlie. And we talk about a 12-6 sharp downward breaker. He's got it.
Now Chris Davis. He's got 20 home runs all since the All-Star break. 5 times this year he's hit 2 homers in a game.
He's clumpy. Very clumpy. His home runs are very clumpy.
Runner at second, 2 outs, first inning. Just blew it past him, 1-1. Only Carlos Gonzalez has more home runs in the second half among National League players. How about Matt Carpenter?
He's changed his game.
What a power year he has had.
Little paint, little Picasso on the corner. And he's got him set up. Back to the breaking ball, elevated heater. Cutter would be a fine choice. He has so many weapons.
With the curveball, and that'll get the job done. Castro makes the play. And the Brewers can't convert after the leadoff single and steal 0-0 after 1.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof that fun can be good for you. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Next time, save time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
When you get away from smartphones and video games and tablets, It's amazing what you can really plug into. This season, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Most popular way to follow the Cubs' push to the postseason is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, StatCast, live radio broadcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at bat now. Well, let's go back to opening day. Yeah, Kyle Loesch was their opening day starter. He's now in their bullpen. Matt Garza is not with the club. He'll be back next year. He went home early. Willie Peralta. Mike Fiers got traded. Jimmy Nelson unfortunately had his season end due to that comebacker. He hit him in the head. Peralta has a sore oblique. So he was shut down recently. We told the story of Matt Garza in Chicago. It was early September, right? He made what was his final start, and they asked him if he would pitch out of the bullpen because they wanted to look at some of these rookies. And he said he'd rather not, and eventually decided to go home. His wife was due with twins. As Rizzo strikes out, that's 4 in a row for Pena.
Yeah, not a bad idea if Garza wasn't going to work out of the bullpen, and there was no real need for that. I think they were just kind of feeling him out to see if he was interested in doing it, and once he said no, not really. Initially he was upset being taken out of the rotation, but I think at some point he'll realize time to turn the page and move on. So go home, reset, come back, and try to have a strong year next year.
Yeah, it sounded like they smoothed everything over. Here's Starlin Castro. Somebody needs to put a ball in play. And he went around. Went to Adam Hammery. Strike one. Talked to Craig Counsell at Wrigley Field about managing, and he said nothing has surprised him in terms of what he expected about being a big league manager. A 2-bouncer to Perez, and Castro is out. First Cub to put a ball in play. He said the one thing is he thought he would have more time to deal with the big picture stuff. And he said, I have to do all that away from the park. He said the minute I get into my office every day, it's all the little stuff. It's yes, that's a lot. That has been the biggest adjustment.
Just getting ready to play the game, dealing with the media, dealing with talking to your coaches, making sure everybody's all set. Most first-time managers talk about the speed of the game. How they didn't realize how quickly the game moved when you're in that seat having to make all the decisions.
Montero with 2 outs and nobody on here in the second.
That's basically what a bench coach's job is, to be that other mind that's thinking along with you and maybe out in front of you at times. Hey, don't forget about this. You want me to get so-and-so ready?
Fouled off. Swing and a miss. Pena has looked very impressive. 5 strikeouts here in the first 2 innings.
Want to make a trade? I need your Buster Posey Topps card. What you got? I'll trade you. You for Matt Cain? Ortiz and Pedroia? Come on, Mike Trout All-Star card.
I've got an idea.
You collected too.
This is going to get the deal done.
1969 Johnny Bench All-Star rookie?
Deal. Rediscover Topps.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Civic. Our best Civic yet was named a KBB.com Best Buy and is the best-selling car in its class. The Civic is also loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Civic during the Honda for You sales event.
It's that time of year. There's going to be a lot that scares you. Replacing your windows shouldn't be one of them.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Right now, get 2 windows for the price of 1, plus no money down and no interest until 2017.
Hurry, this treat and 2 windows for the price of 1 ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Get into the holiday spirit a little early and support Cubs charities by being part of our holiday tradition. Purchase your limited edition Chicago Cubs home and away Christopher Radko glass ornament. Ornaments are $60. All proceeds will benefit Cubs charities. Visit cubs.com/ornament for more information. Showed you the opening day rotation, and currently for the Brewers, here's their opening day starting lineup. Carlos Gomez traded to Houston. Jonathan Lucroy missed time with a toe injury. Not starting as a catcher right now because of a concussion. Ryan Braun done for the year. Aramis Ramirez traded. Lind is still in there. Davis, Jeanette, but lots of changes. Domingo Santana lines to Schwarber.
And Santana, one of the changes, he's over from the Astros in the Carlos Gomez deal.
And I guess if you're 68 and 91, unless you start the year with a really young team, you probably should make all those changes, right?
Yeah, why not, right?
Here's Segura.
There's an old Italian proverb that says if your house is burning down, you might as well warm yourself by it. So you might as well make the best of a bad situation.
Well, they've continued to draw well. This weekend they will finish the year by going over 2.5 million in attendance for the 9th consecutive season. Segura strikes out. Number 3 for Jake.
We've seen a number of the Brewer hitters come up swinging early, trying to attack that first pitch fastball, because once you get into put away counts, he's got so many options and he can make you look silly with that breaking ball. So Segura on 2 strikes. Chase that bounce curve ball.
Now the third baseman Perez was chatting with a beat writer before the game who has a vote for the National League MVP award. And he asked me, where would I rank Jake Arrieta? And I think it's a really interesting question.
Yeah, I had that same conversation with said baseball writer. I don't know.
I think Bryce Harper is the MVP and will win it. I don't know where you put Arrieta. There are a lot of good MVP candidates who are position players, and then you've got Arrieta, Greinke, and Kershaw to think about.
Well, it's certainly reasonable to think that those 3 pitchers would end up in the top 10, and I don't know how often that happens. There are 3 pitchers in the top 10 in the MVP race, because a lot of writers just won't vote for a pitcher for MVP. They figure that's a position players award, and the Cy Young is for pitchers.
Not everyone will agree with me. I do think Joey Votto deserves a top 5 finish, if not top 3, because I think he's had the offensive equivalent to what Jake Arrieta has done in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm
historic second half. But he's going to be on a last place club, so I'm not saying he should win it. I'm not saying he should even finish second, but Somewhere in that top 5, I think there's a place for Joey Votto.
And for me, and that's the problem with this award. People come at it from these awards. People come at it from different angles. For me, I wish it was just a player of the year and a pitcher of the year. Regardless, it doesn't matter how your team fares. Just who's the best performer on the mound and who's the best position player.
Yeah, I'd put Rizzo in my top 3. I guess you heard my top 3 then. I'd probably go Harper, Rizzo, Votto at this point. And Arrieta would definitely be a consideration.
What about Goldschmidt?
Oh, too many choices.
When a day's work was mining for gold under the frozen ground for 12 straight hours, happy hour had a whole new meaning. And when the men sat down for their banquet, Mr. Coors brought a beer worthy of the occasion, a beer that's still known as the banquet beer.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
To navigate any map, you need a legend like Jeep Cherokee, 2015 four-wheeler of the year. Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. And introducing Jeep Renegade, the newest addition to the most awarded SUV lineup ever. Now get an additional $500 bonus cash. Hurry into the Jeep Celebration event.
Police officer, a hockey player, an artist. I want to be a nurse. Well, I was thinking of being a mom. I'm going to be the best teacher in the whole world. I just want to grow up and be a good dad. They make sure we're safe. I'm even going to get better as I get bigger. I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up, but I just want to grow up.
Time now for our Xfinity high-speed action. Ariel Pena has been lights out here early on, battling Jake Arrieta. He has struck out 5 of the first 6, and if it feels familiar, there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah, this is what we saw from Anthony DiStefani. You're looking at 2 pages of my scorebook on the left. The first 2 innings of the DiStefani game the other day in Cincinnati, and to the right, tonight's game. On both occasions, the only contact was a ground ball to third base by Castro in the second inning. Addison Russell, who's batting now, led off the third, and he was caught looking in that game. So if he gets rung up here for strike 3, we've got a Twilight Zone kind of thing going on.
Drilled deep to left and way foul. Russell out front. That's the thing with young pitchers. As we said the other night, not that it's easy to do what he's done here these first 2 innings. It's really tough to do it for 7 or 8.
Right.
And it's what we've seen Arrieta do for 3 months.
That's the amazing thing, right? A lot of times too is when a young kid's going along like this, and all of a sudden you put a man or 2 on against him, put a little pressure on him, then maybe he starts to overthrow a little bit, starts to doubt his stuff.
He's already tied his career high in 2 innings with these 5 strikeouts. Fly ball deep to left. Davis goes back in the corner, off the top of the wall. Russell just missed a home run. As it is, he's got a leadoff double.
Well, consider a little pressure applied. Leadoff double here to start the third for Addison Russell. Comes up about 18 inches shy of his 14th home run. Ooh, less than 18.
Barry Jones chatting with Arrieta about what he'd like him to do here. Cornermen pulled in, expecting a bunt attempt. Jake hit a home run in his last start and nearly hit 2. It was the first home run A.J. Burnett had ever allowed to an opposing pitcher. On the ground, and Perez makes the play while keeping Russell at second. 1 out. Keeps with Joe's theme of swing early, bunt late. Never got to the late part of the count.
Yeah, good read there by Russell. You got to make sure that ball gets through. Perez chases him back, has plenty of time to fire across the diamond to get Arrieta.
Tommy La Stella playing third. Kick and the pitch. Ball 1. Andrew McCutchen with a home run in the 4th inning. They get the Pirates on the board. They trail 4-1 in the 5th to the Reds. Joey Votto has tied Pete Rose for the Reds club record of 48-game on-base streak.
Segura got a little daylight in there behind Russell. They had a shot at him. Madison a little late to react. Well, I would think those would be fun games for the Reds to play in Pittsburgh. In their ballpark, playing out the string here. There were way more Cub fans than Red fans. And there wasn't a real lively atmosphere. Obviously, the home folks have turned their attention to the Bengals or whatever else they're, Oktoberfest and doing the chicken dance and all that good stuff. But in Pittsburgh, there's going to be a full house. Place will be rocking and rolling.
And the Reds have won 10 of 16 against the Pirates this year. So for whatever reason, they match up well with the Pirates. They actually swept the Pirates in Cincinnati to start the season. And then won 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh in early May.
Maybe they just got the Pirates at the right time because the Pirates really got hot. About mid-May is when they went off.
Old foul on the ground.
Got to make that play down there. Come on, 99.
Good effort, just couldn't get it.
Explaining right there. Dirt, all took a funny kick on me.
Line shot right field, and it's down and all the way to the wall. Russell's going to score. La Stella to second. He's got a double, and it's 1-0 Cubs.
Crack in the bat there by La Stella. Santana not able to cut it off. Russell was going to score. Became easy when the ball went all the way to the wall. La Stella into scoring position.
Dexter Fowler, career high 102 runs scored. And 1 strike on him. That's a big deal for a leadoff guy. It's a big deal for anybody to score 100 runs.
He's had more plate appearances as a leadoff man than anybody in the National League. .340 and change on base percentage. Middle of the pack in the NL for leadoff guys. He brings power to leadoff position that many don't have.
Two and one. Deep breath by the right-hander. Look at La Stella. Down to the plate. It's a high strike. Mentioned Nevin Ashley, the catcher. He's matching up with Pena. Fourth time he has caught Pena at this level.
Ashley, a veteran, as I mentioned, this is his first time in the big leagues. A 10-year minor leaguer prior to this. 4 different organizations, including Tampa.
Foul pop-up over third and just behind the dugout.
As a matter of fact, I believe he was called up to Tampa at one point, but he was not activated. And the other really interesting thing about Nevin Ashley is his wife's name is Ashley. So she's Ashley.
That's great.
And if Wayne Simpson was pitching.
Ashley Simpson. Beautiful. That'll be a wild pitch. Runner at third with only one out.
There was a little bit of a cross up there. Ashley has a good reputation defensively. Should have been able to handle that one. He may have been crossed up. The way he kind of jabbed at it, it looked like he was fooled.
Infield will come in on a 3-2.
You cannot concede a run when you're up against Jake Arrieta.
Here it is. He walked him. First and third for Schwarber.
Pressure, busts the pipe.
Yep. Got some feedback on our MVP discussion. A lot of people said we're overlooking Nolan Arenado. Yeah, he's going to get MVP consideration. It's not even close, though. Bryce Harper's had a way better year. As good as Arenado's been. His on-base percentage is .322, his slugging .570. Harper, .461 on base, .647 slug. And Arenado's the guy who plays half his games at altitude.
Right.
Now he's a superior defender, and he could finish in the top 5. But no, if it's Harper or Arenado. Harper's batting average is, I think, 9 points better than Arenado's on base percentage. Yeah. So. Good lead by Fowler. 0-1 on Schwarber. Rests the bat on his back shoulder and takes a pitch outside. 1-1. Well, traffic has helped, hasn't it? Pena's really slowed things down. He's not throwing strikes.
You're getting everybody out. You just get it, throw it. You don't think that much about it. You put a little pressure on a guy, and all of a sudden he's second guessing himself, questioning, well, what should I do here? You go from being the predator to looking like the prey.
Two and one. We want to wish Matt Simcoe a happy 36th birthday. It's from Misty.
Let's see here. When's the last time Al Schwarber went deep? Been a little bit, hasn't it?
I thought the first 3 or 4 hits of the September were home runs,
Yeah.
but that was
September
a while ago.
12th in Philly. He's due.
He is.
It's be a good time.
Well, hitters count. Strike 2.
Man, he's called that high slider a couple of times. He called one on Fowler, now this one. And according to our little grid there, it's at the top of the zone, but almost never see a breaking ball up there called a strike. Didn't look strike-ish, did it?
No.
But if you're a fan of a bigger strike zone, it's hard to argue with that. Especially since it was over the plate.
Fowler not running. 3-2 is drilled foul.
Ariel Pena is making his 5th big league start. The previous 4 all exactly 5 innings. His first outing was in relief. He worked 3 innings and then 4 5-inning starts. So after a full minor league season, they're obviously keeping an eye on the innings load for him.
He got the win in relief in that major league debut. Tapped foul on the check swing. Happy 63rd to Christine Reed, big Cub fan. Bounce to first. They get 1. And they get 2. That'll go 3 to 6 to 3 to end the inning. Cubs do get on the board first, however. Russell and Listella with the doubles. And it's 1-0.
Turning in the grain again. The bells began to chime. Time, she says, there's no turning back.
You can pass down a Subaru Forester. She's all yours. But you get to keep the memories.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Xfinity presents Does Size Really Matter? On October 3rd, new UFC light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier, a 5'11" former heavyweight, defends his belt against 6'5" Swedish superstar Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson, the division's most skilled striker. The tale of the tape only tells part of the story. UFC 192.
Order now with your remote on Xfinity from Comcast.
Save big on everyday essentials from Procter & Gamble at Menards. Whiten and freshen a healthy, beautiful smile with Crest toothpaste. All Crest toothpaste is on sale. Right now, select Crest toothpaste is just $2.99. Power your everyday devices with Rayovac alkaline batteries. They offer long-lasting, dependable power and have a 10-year shelf life. Choose from a 48-pack of double or a 48-pack of AAAs. Only $6.99 each after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Tomorrow on Plus, the Hawks face Sharpie for the first time in a regular season tune-up at the UC. Blackhawks, Stars, tomorrow at 7:30 on CSN Plus. Blackhawks preseason hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by AT&T U-verse high-speed internet.
Now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag NorthsideDataStrongFan. And you just might see yourself later in the game. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Here's the catcher, Ashley. 870 minor league games. 4 organizations: Tampa Bay, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Milwaukee before his major league debut. That was a lot of squatting.
A lot of squatting, a lot of bus rides, a lot of doubt, no doubt, about whether he should shut it down. And nice to see a guy like that rewarded and get some big league time.
I think when he met his future wife, she at least had second thoughts about
being Ashley.
Yeah. I mean, as cool as we think it is,
yeah, she's like,
she must really love you, Nevin, to marry you.
Of all the guys to fall in love with, a guy whose last name is my first name.
Pena puts a ball in play for the first time. He had gone 0 for 6. And 6 strikeouts. So he grounds out to first.
Yeah, Arrieta, you see the numbers on him April 8th through June 16th. So beginning of the year through the middle of June, 6-5 with a 340. And then he found another gear, to say the least. 15-1 with an 089. And the one loss was the Cole Hamels no-hitter, so that's what it basically took to beat him.
And he was not an all-star.
7-0 with a 0.30 ERA over his last 8 starts. I swear you're going to go into your local Walgreens in Chicago here Christmas time, and you're going to be able to buy a chia pet that grows an Arrieta beard. The Jake Arrieta chia pet.
There you go, right there.
They got a head start. Could be a year of the beard, right, with Dallas Keuchel in the American League?
Very well could be. Probably opening a can of worms I shouldn't, but I have never owned a chia pet. What is the concept? I mean, I know what ultimately happens. Stuff grows in the pet.
The concept is people, I don't know what to get this person for a gift.
The stuff that makes up chia pet. Send us a tweet. All you chia pet,
give us the science of the chia pet.
1-0.
It's called the domino effect. It starts with a plan that evolves into an action that produces a result. That result is the grand opening of the all-new Elgin Toyota with our state-of-the-art business center, and save time with our exclusive Toyota Express maintenance. Browse over 1,000 new Toyotas and 400 used vehicles. Feel comfortable knowing that we speak your language. The grand opening sale going on now at Elgin Toyota, where Naperville Road ends and savings begin.
We manufacture pinball machines, and we are all about pinball. As we were deciding to move to Elk Grove Village, we were contacted by many different government officials. We spoke directly with Governor Walker of Wisconsin. We were in contact with the government in Indiana and in Tennessee. We investigated numerous different areas, and we decided the best place for us was here in Elk Grove Village.
Tuesday night, turn on CSN for our Cubs playoff preview show. Cap and Holly will break down Wednesday's critical wildcard matchup and look ahead to a potential Division Series clash with the Cards. The Cubs playoff preview show presented by Feldco, Tuesday at 10:30 on CSN Chicago.
Before Sunday's Week 4 NFL matchup with Oakland, get ready for the action with Bears Pregame Live, presented by Meyer. After it goes final, flip back to CSN Plus for locker room reaction from Soldier Field and more. Bears Postgame Live, presented by Nissan, beginning Sunday at 11 a.m. on CSN Chicago. Chris Bryant leading off the Cubs' fourth. Outside ball one. Pulled foul just behind the tarp. Happy 68th, Bob Lampe from McHenry, Illinois, big Cub fan. Luke Sobiek from Denver, happy 37th. Jason Worth had a Chia pet, the Chia beard.
Well, there you go.
So I mean the Arrieta, the Chia beard for Arrieta's got to happen.
Especially if he wins the Cy Young, the Chia Cy. I know what everybody's getting on my holiday gift list.
Ground ball hit hard, and it'll be the second baseman on the other side of the bag, Jeanette, to make the play.
Hit hard, but Jeanette in the right spot.
Rizzo sitting on 96 RBIs. Can he drive in 4 this weekend? Bob Nightingale, the fine national baseball writer for USA Today, laid out quite a scenario for the Houston Astros. It is possible that they could tie the Angels and Twins, three-way tie for the second wild card. And the Astros, who are in Arizona right now, could go from Arizona on Sunday to Minnesota on Monday. High deep drive to right. Rizzo has RBI 97. Home run number 31. Can he drive in 3 more?
Wouldn't bet against him. Would not bet against him. He can get clumpy. Well, looked like they're trying to crowd him a little bit, and he was ready. Quick in there. Turned on that inside fastball. Here's your Ford home run replay. This looks familiar. He's a fair bit of damage in this ballpark. .324 lifetime hitter here. That's his 10th home run in Miller Park.
1-1 on Castro.
So where are the Astros?
So the Astros could go from Phoenix on Sunday to Minneapolis on Monday to Houston on Tuesday to New York on Wednesday and then to Toronto or Kansas City on Friday. I've never ever heard of an itinerary like that in Major League Baseball, but it is possible. That ball driven deep left center. And it's going to one hop the wall. Castro has his first hit here in October. After hitting .426 in September, he is now 1 for 6 to start this month.
Yeah, he has backed up more outfielders in the last month than he did in the first 4. It's just really been incredible, the turnaround. Leaving the ballpark, banging him off the wall. You know, there was a period there when he lost his job, and you're starting to kind of play the who's going to be on the postseason roster game, where it looked like he could be on the outside looking in. I mean, clearly that's not the case now. What a response, right?
Yep.
That's the old thing about when you measure a guy by not, you know, how far he bounces once he hits bottom. He hit bottom and he has bounced back in a big way.
Give him a ton of credit, and he has gone from being a question mark to be on a playoff roster to most likely being the starting second baseman on Wednesday against the Pirates. Ball 1 to Montero.
Well, it's interesting you talk about the Astros and their potential, but just the fact that we're talking about the Astros in the postseason and the Cubs in the postseason. Today's the anniversary, and we were both there in 2012. You and Brentley were referring to it as the Bizarro World Series,
right,
when the Astros and the Cubs met at the end of the year, and they both had 100 losses, and that was the first time that had happened in a long time.
It was only 3 years ago. Wow. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, it was the first matchup of 100 loss teams since 1962.
Would that have been the Astros and Mets?
Probably.
Or Colt 45s?
Yeah.
Pause by Pena, and a 1-2 is too high.
Actually, would have been Cubs-Mets. This year, the Mets lost 120 ball games. Cubs were 59 and 103 that year.
So the Rangers are in, and Texas win or Houston loss this weekend. They win the American League West. Yankees clinched a wild card last night with their 10,000th all-time victory. So they're back in the playoffs after missing out the last 2 years. It's a third baseman Perez to make the catch. 2 outs. And it's Russell who picked up a leadoff double and scored the first run of the game in the third. There's some concern. And remember, we mentioned a couple of games yesterday had been moved up because of weather on the East Coast. The hurricane could really mess up the weather this weekend. Pirates inching their way back into that game against the Reds, 4-2 in the 6th. Russell will be intentionally walked with Arrieta, the pitcher, on deck. What I was reading, I don't think there is really a contingency if, like the Mets and Dodgers, right, trying to figure out who has home field advantage. They really want all 162 to be played, but if you have what otherwise would be a meaningless series that has a rain out, what would you rather do? I mean, if you're MLB, do you want a playoff team to have to play 1 or 2 extra games beyond Sunday? Or just go to some sort of tiebreaker.
Yeah, I don't know. Have they discussed it? Has anything come out of the league office on it?
I guess the rules don't really cover it. So Ashley will head out to talk to Pena on how they want to go after Arrieta. Mets do win the tiebreaker if they finish with the same record and they go into play tonight. Mets 89-70, Dodgers 89-70.
Well, I guess if the weather didn't allow you to play the game, then you would just somebody would be a half game better than the other club, and that would be the the best record.
If you're the Mets and you're a half game behind and you need to play that extra game, and if you win it, you get home field. Wouldn't you want to play it?
I know, but I'm wondering if the league would say, well, that's the game's banged, and so you end up finishing a half game behind.
Well, they were postponed tonight. Nationals and Mets, Yankees and Orioles, Marlins and Phillies all washed out.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I was doing some reading here earlier on this date in baseball history. Today's the anniversary of the last triple header played in Major League Baseball, circa 1920.
Two teams played 3 games.
Yep.
Wow. Now the Dodgers and Mets, they'll start next weekend, so they do have some time to play with.
It was 1920, the Reds and the Pirates battling to determine third place. They played a triple header.
Wow. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Anthony Rizzo with his 31st home run. And the Cubs now have a 2-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the 4th from Milwaukee.
Aruba, Jamaica. Now we can actually take it.
To Costa Rica, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama.
Belize, Puerto Rico. People, why don't we go down to Mexico?
We'll get there fast and you can take it slow.
Anywhere you want to go.
All the way down to Dominican Republic.
Nice hit.
Southwest is bringing our low fares to tropical destinations. Book now at southwest.com.
Hold the phone, because AT&T and DirecTV are now one, which means you can access your DVR at the DMV. Change channels while he changes pants. You don't have to be a couch potato. You can be a train potato and let them watch all the shows they love inside the ride that you really kind of hate. Introducing the all-in-one plan, only from DirecTV and AT&T.
It's Ford SUV season. Now just sign and go with 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment, hassle-free. Choose from Ford Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition, every SUV. Ford makes it easier for you to be unstoppable during SUV season. Now get a Ford Escape with 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment during Ford's SUV Sign and Go event, only at your local Ford dealer.
His stuff is different. I mean, just the way the fastball moves, the velocity combined with movement, and then the other pitches, the slider. I love his curveball, which doesn't even throw that often, and now the changeup has been introduced. My point was, in the beginning of the year, that I thought he had all these different weapons that he didn't know how to use in particular moments. In other words, sometimes a pitcher with all that ability, all that kind of stuff, may sometimes feel the need to throw something else, just to throw something else, where they've seen this other stuff. Not necessarily true with him. Sometimes you throw this other stuff, you might be giving the hitter actually a break. So I think he's figured out how to only break the other goodies out when it's necessary. I think that's exactly what I was talking about earlier in the year.
Joe Madden on his ace, Jake Arrieta.
Yeah, probably, why throw a changeup when you know you can throw a fastball by a guy, that kind of thing. Understanding your strength versus a hitter's weaknesses.
Field line into the seats, foul. Well, Arrieta and Lester, 200 strikeout teammates, go back to Wood and Pryor, Wood and Clement, and then prior to that, Fergie and Ken Holtzman. Strike 3.
Right on cue. Second time he's gotten Schaefer. 5th one tonight for Arrieta. This time a fastball on the inside corner. So we were chatting in the press dining room there earlier, and I threw this out there. You and Coombe, and then I talked to some scouts about it.
Yeah.
And the question was this.
Lind grounds to the right side, and it'll be Arrieta to cover. 4-1. Continue.
The question that I posed was this: if you were placing a wager on the outcome of this outing for Arrieta tonight, and your choices were 6 shutout innings or anything else, which would you take? And the fact that you have to think about it and consider it, it speaks to how good this guy has been.
Yeah, I think, and I don't bet, and I wouldn't bet, but there's Ron Coomer. I would take the other just because it encompasses everything
Every
else.
other scenario, yeah.
He is hurtling toward 6 shutout innings right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a great question. What did the scouts say?
Oh, they were like, well, I think Joe will get him out of there after 5, or they were like, and I said, well, no, I said, let's presume he's going to go 6 because he's got this quality start thing going. He's, unless he throws a lot of pitches, he's going to get 6 in. Nobody would commit.
That'll drop. 2-out single Davis.
The conversation went something like, well, gee, sooner or later he's got to give up. He's got to have a bad outing, doesn't he? And then we all came to the conclusion that no, we all buy into that baseball philosophy that the odds catch up to you, the game catches up to you. But when you're pitching at or performing at such a high level, whether it's a position player or a pitcher, that almost guaranteed failure that sneaks in every now and then, it doesn't apply when a guy's on a roll like this. You could see him staying right where he's been all the way through, hopefully a long postseason.
That snaps a streak of 11 straight batters retired by Jake after the leadoff hit by Jeanette in the first inning.
Santana, when we saw him in Chicago, he's a big, strong kid. He has power. He's got a lot of tools, but he really struggled with spin. Breaking balls seemed to really throw him off. Oh, he'll be sitting dead red here.
Well, let's get an update on the Reds and the Pirates. It was 4-0 Cincinnati, and not anymore. The Pirates have scored 3 times in the 6th to tie it.
A couple of breaking balls have been called strikes up there at the top of the zone. This time Barrett doesn't call the high fastball. Seems to me that Jake is backing off his cutter here tonight, not throwing as many. That's a good one.
3-2. So now backing up. Davis runs, swing and a miss, inning over. Jake Arrieta is being Jake Arrieta. 2-0.
Leinenkugel's Harvest Patch Shandy is back. It's our crisp ice beer with natural pumpkin spice flavor that's our refreshing take on fall. So grab a Harvest Patch Shandy and join us out here.
Oh. Heads up. That calls for a toast. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth.
Dave owed back taxes. After being hit with a wage garnishment and a bank levy, Dave struggled with his finances. He thought all was lost. Then he found out about U.S. Tax Shield.
If you have been threatened with a wage garnishment, bank levy, or tax lien,
call 1-800-758-3117.
Sandra and Victor owed an enormous amount of money to the IRS. U.S. Tax Shield was able to reduce their tax debt so that they were able to maintain their lifestyle.
Owe $15,000 or more to the IRS or state? Call U.S. Tax Shield.
Call 1-800-758-3117.
For exciting NBA action all season long, get NBA League Pass. Catch the live games you want to see on your TV, phone, computer, or tablet. Look out, he's still a human! It's your courtside season ticket to the drives, dishes, and dunks of the association. Get NBA League Pass for 5 payments of only $39.99. To order NBA League Pass today, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directtv.com/NBA.
Blackhawks, Stars, tomorrow at 7:30 on CSN+.
Enjoy the Cubs playoff push with CSN Chicago. Watch exclusive interviews and behind-the-scenes features of the people and places that make Cubs baseball one of a kind. Watch the Hunt for October presented by Feldco tonight on Sportsnet Central. I missed the piece, I think it was last night on our broadcast.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
I'm sure you were great, as always.
I don't recall being particularly great.
Ball one on Tommy LaStella. Question on Twitter from Mike. Is Dave Martinez a candidate for possible managerial position this offseason? Absolutely, Mike. He has been a candidate in the past. And I do think it's a matter of time before he gets that opportunity. And, you know, Joe would not want to lose him, but he'd be very happy for Davey on a personal level. Yeah.
Who's in the market for a manager this winter?
Well,
Pat Murphy's got the interim tag in San Diego. Yeah. I don't think they've lifted that, so they may be.
I think that's a possibility. Washington, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of heat on Matt Williams.
Miami's hiring. They're interviewing
That's
already.
Right.
LaStella shoots one toward the gap in right center. He cut off by Schaefer. Nicely done. He'll keep LaStella to a single. He's 2 for 2.
He's a good young batsman. I love his approach. It's tough for you. He's not a big guy. He's got a small strike zone. He's got a quick bat. He hits the ball all over the field. That's a pretty good combination. He's strong, too. Strong lower base. So the White Sox today have announced that Robin Ventura will be back.
Fowler with a runner on, nobody out. Pena will throw to first.
Well, it's an enviable position to be in if you're Dave Martinez. If a managerial job comes along, that's great. But if your plan B is to come back to Chicago as the bench coach,
not bad.
With the future this club has, yeah, it's pretty nice.
Seattle's got a new GM.
Jerry DiPoto.
Yeah. So it sounded like he wanted to get to know Lloyd McClendon before making a decision there. Well, there could be a lot of movement. Brad Ausmus will be back in Detroit. Bob Melvin is secure in Oakland. I think he got an extension, in fact, didn't he? I think he did.
I'm going to go with yes. Just based on the level of your conviction.
That's your automatic yes.
Yeah. If you think he did, I'm going to say, by golly, he did.
He did. He got a 2-year extension early in September.
Walt Weiss might be in some trouble out in Denver.
Three balls and a strike.
Ariel Pena might be in a little trouble here.
Well, Terry Collins was in trouble. And then the Mets had this great run to win the division. And he could end up manager of the year. Joe Madden, Mike Matheny in the mix. Estella not going, and that ball hit in the air to left. And it's hauled in by Davis.
Yeah, there's someone warming in the Brewer bullpen. As we mentioned, David Goforth. Pena has pitched just 5 innings in each of his 4 big league starts. He spent most of the year, he had always been a starter, but he did a lot more relieving than starting this year in the minor leagues.
Rick Kranitz, pitching coach.